In the top stories, a new report says the local financial system remains stable. A mother appeals to Barbadians to help her search for her missing son, and concern about the impact of the economic downturn on local women. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, March 6, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
The local financial system continues to show resilience despite challenging economic conditions. This is the overall finding of the just-released 2014 Financial Stability Report, produced by the Central Bank and the Financial Services Commission. The report says the system remains stable and able to withstand a wide variety of severe economic shocks. However, it noted that over the 12 months ending September 2014, most deposit-taking entities and insurance firms faced low demand and weak growth. Bank profitability was also down by nearly a quarter, reflecting increased provisions for loan losses. If you're dodging the tax man, you should be on the lookout. Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair says the Barbados Revenue Authority will be going after Barbadians who refuse to pay their taxes or underreport their income. Addressing the nation's editors forum earlier this week, he said this was the biggest challenge facing the BRA.
Has a board of its own, headed by a prominent corporate attorney, Sandra Osborne, and of course the tribunal is headed by Justice Waterman. And their job is to ensure, along with the Revenue Commissioner and staff, to come up with the ways. Our job as government is to give them the legislative tools and the other tools that are required. And it's something we have to address very seriously going forward, and that's what the tax reform is going to be about, because we cannot continue to ask this segment of the population that is doing their bit, paying their taxes, paying their dues to the government, to continue paying more, while people who are benefiting from the free services that we provide don't pay any. And there are a lot of people who do it, including some professionals in various professions who are not paying their fair share of taxes.
Mr. Sinclair said very often those who avoid taxes also don't pay national insurance contributions.
As you know, we have an aging population. A lot of those people do not pay NIS. And then they will come at time of pension to be burdens on the state. A state that is not going to have the money to be able to afford to carry them. And therefore they're going to have to be living in conditions not preferred for elderly in Barbados. So we have to get people through, raise their consciousness, and where their consciousness is not raised sufficiently for them to feel that they must go and do it themselves, then you have to protect them from themselves by ensuring that you have the mechanisms in place to make them pay.
A mother is appealing to Barbadians to join her on Sunday in the search for her missing son, Sydney Alpha Holford, who has been missing since January 15th. Pamela Holford is asking interested persons to meet in front of the National Sports Council in Millards Hill, St. Michael at 8 a.m. Mr. Holford left his mother's home to go to the nearby Bell Gully and has not been seen since. Ms. Holford told Nation News her eldest grandson was struggling to cope.
Grandboy, you know, he can't focus at school, but yet still is sending me down to school. But it make no sense studying home. But he already told me he can't focus at school. He got a counselor, but yet still he's not a boy to talk to the counselor like, homie, you here talking? He's not going to do that.
Authorities have already mounted at least one search of the area. A senior Barbados Workers Union official says women have suffered the worst as a result of the ongoing economic crisis in Barbados. Wilma Clement, coordinator of the BWU's Gender Equality Committee, says more women are now jobless and living below the poverty line after a number of workers were sent home. She added that some people are using this situation to exploit women in need. Ms. Clement was speaking on Friday at the start of the union's annual march to highlight the plight of women. It was held in commemoration of International Women's Day, which will be celebrated on Saturday. Residents of Rockley New Road, Christchurch are up in arms over a pipeline project which they say will disrupt their daily routines. Subcontractors Infra Inc. will be constructing a water main in the cul-de-sac, and residents have been told they will not have access to and from their homes between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. for approximately 10 weeks. The residents say they have not received adequate information about the project. One of them who spoke out was Haweda Wheel, who had some advice for the contractors.
Normal life is distorted, and I will not submit my life to a bunch of vague remarks and promises I cannot trust nor verify. Do the right thing, and the right thing is to find an access way to liberate the residents of this community and not disrupt their normal lives. And that is your phase one. When you get through phase one, you can do as many phases as you like after that. We'll bring you water, we'll give you ice, we'll be right there for you. But you will not entrap us in a neighborhood for a time that seems to be no less than a year and think you're going to get away with it.
MP for the area, Dr. Maria Agard, has promised to look into the residents' concerns, while Barbados Water Authority officials met with them on Friday. Black History Month is over, but schools continue to host African awareness activities. On Friday, students of Christchurch Girls received a visit from historian Trevor Marshall, while those at Ellerton showed off their African garb and danced to the songs of the continent. In sport, West Indies slumped to their third Cricket World Cup defeat on Friday when they went down by 4 wickets to India. Having opted to bat first, the regional side set India a paltry 182, with captain Jason Holder top scoring with 57. In reply, the reigning world champions eased to their target in 39.1 overs. West Indies have one match left against the United Arab Emirates. And finally, thousands of British students mark World Book Day by going to school in costume as their favorite fictional characters. But one 11-year-old found himself in trouble when he dressed as Christian Grey, the hero of erotic thriller 50 Shades of Grey. Teachers sent the boy home after deeming his suit, accessorized with cable ties and an eye mask, unacceptable. The boy's mother defended the costume, saying children knew who Grey was from media coverage. And that's Nation News for Friday. For more, log on to nationnews.com, as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your papers over the weekend or subscribe to our e-paper. Do enjoy.